the turkey season in Michigan is come and gone, and I had the ability to get out on a new parcel we're working on with my son Connor, who's 7. His first time in the field with me in turkey season. It was very, very exciting, very magical moment to get him out there, see his reactions to hunting, and his face was just priceless during these hunts. And having the ability to take him out was just a magical moment for me, and just watch him learn hunt camp and how hunt camp works, and I think he really, really enjoyed it. He got to learn how to use a knife to carve things. He got to eat a lot of Doritos, watch shows real late in the camper. So all in all, it was a great time. But for the turkeys, it got a little bit more tricky than I thought. We hunted pretty hard the first day and a half, and we saw a couple toms that are far away. One of the biggest issues we were having is that the alfalfa that was in the field we were hunting is a little too tall. It was around 2.5 to 3 feet, so it kind of needed to be cut.
Put the decoys kind of close because he needs a close shot. So I'm hoping we have a chance here.
We have good feelings about this.
We have good feelings about this one.
How did you do that?
The problem is they can come from any direction, right? So. He's coming out. He got it. He got it. Whoop, whoop. What just happened?
Yesterday shot a, what is it? He shot a turkey.
I thought you hit. I'm like, that worked.
Best teamwork
First
ever.
turkey.
Best teamwork ever.
What do you think? You like turkey hunting so far?
Yeah.
You know, in theory, hunting's supposed to be super easy. I think people have a misconception that you just come out here, shoot things, and take them home and eat them. But the truth is, it's all in the hunt. Nothing's easy out here, especially when you're trying to film it. It's very difficult. It's cold. It can get boring at times, but it's when that moment does happen that makes it so special. All that hard work you put in pays off, and the turkey or deer or whatever you're hunting comes in, elk, moose, and you get that shot and you capitalize and you make it happen. That's an exciting moment. One that you'll always treasure forever, and one that separates hunters from non-hunters. So understand that achievement and know that you did a great thing, something that most can't do. That makes a hunter. I'm gonna go spot and stalk, screw it. I ain't seen nothing anyway. Let's give it a whirl. I'll leave the camera running. See if we get lucky. Sun's about over. I heard one gobble this morning. It's really, really cold out. I honestly feel like it's 30 degrees or 35 degrees out. So, pretty much sums it up for this morning. And normally how my turkey season goes. Turkey season for me. This is really the only weekend I got to go, so I got another hunt tonight, but that's with my son. He'll be shooting, so if we do get a chance, you know. Well, my ride's here. Time to check out of this baby.
On the Saturday night we went out. We went out around 3, tried to get there a little early. We saw a turkey as we were coming in and run away from our area.
How's it going so far? What have we seen so far? How many?
Mosquitoes. 2 turkey, I think.
2 turkeys so far. Tell everybody what happened. What we got here. Crossbow ready. I'm trying different calls. It's not very easy, but we're trying a lot of them. See what we can do here. I'm just trying all sorts of different ways. I watched them for a while. I called. They had no reaction at all to the calls. So I'm just trying all sorts of weird things to see if anything helps. Time you see this Connor shooting his first turkey.
During that time, we didn't see very much. There wasn't a ton of action. A couple hens we saw coming around. Nothing could really see the decoys, which was we had a hard time with that. It wasn't very easy to get close to the birds because they weren't coming in, they weren't responding to calls. But about 5:30, we did a live feed from the field on BowHunterPlanet's Facebook page, and a lot of the comments were a lot of good people giving us some advice on what to do and to stay out longer. Because at that point we were getting a little frustrated because there was no calls, nothing was listening. So about 5:30, around 6 o'clock, Connor decided he didn't want to be out no more. I mean, he's 7, so he was only going to be good for a couple hours. So Jamie picked him up. He went in. I decided to stay out and try to finish my hunt. So during the last part of my hunt, I had a hen coming across the field from both sides. And at first I wasn't sure they were a hen. It took me a minute because the alfalfa was so tall. I had to keep checking with my vanguards what was happening. And finally I realized they were hens. But during that time I heard a gobble behind me. I kept hearing it behind me farther and farther away, but getting closer. So I called back, and finally I was getting calls back from this gobbler. So then I realized this turkey was behind me. So for anybody who films and knows that what that's like in a ground blind, it's not a good scenario, because then I had to completely turn around and try to move cameras and get set up to get a shot at the first turkey in my life I would have ever killed, period. So I didn't get the cameras in good position or whatnot, which I didn't care. At this point, I want to kill a bird. It's been, like I said, never in my life. So I'm trying my best to get everything situated, doing what I can to get everything in frame, but it didn't work out. So I still hunted, obviously. And the hen came in about 12 yards behind me through the woods, comes in.
Look at him, Dad. Look at turkeys fighting. I got deer.
So I'm sitting there, and I could see in the background the giant tom. And he's back there, and he's gobbling, and he's going back and forth at full strut by a down pine tree about 50 yards behind me in this thick woods. So I'm using the Dart & Toxin 135 XT. So I'm using this crossbow. This thing's got a ton of power. It's like a pocket rocket, man. If this thing steps in 40 yards in a clearing, I could easily smoke this thing. But by the time she walked off to my left, and by the time when he came in, he didn't really come in. He started cutting across, which I was getting excited because now I'm getting ready. I'm range finding it, trying to make sure I got my numbers right. And then he just takes off full speed in a full strut. And I'm like, what is this turkey doing? And he cuts across my lane. Now he's out of my range. He's to my left now. And there's also another gobbler over there, and they start fighting. So I'm like, wow, this is really cool. It's like an epic thing here, but I don't have the camera on it. I can see all this going on here, but I am not filming it. And at the same time, I'm nervous because I want this bird to come back in. So finally she loops around to him. That one bird runs off, the smaller tom runs away. She and him go together off to the corner. Now I'm thinking, wow, this is not good. Now I'm getting very frustrated because now they're going away from me. Now he's not returning any calls no more. She almost brought him right to me if he would have just came, but what happened was he saw that other tom and ran across, so otherwise he might have actually started coming closer to get back to her. So I kind of got weirdly cut off by another tom. So I decided to get out of the blind. At this point I'm very frustrated. I get out of the blind, grab the tom decoy, and I start going towards them with the decoy. I can see them way out there, but they're really far away. And I decided, because I had the crossbow, I'm like, well, I'll just keep going and see if I can get close. But that didn't work out so hot. I see it happen all the time on shows, and people do it all the time with these toms. But for some reason, when I go out there with this tom, they take off, you know. So at this point now, I'm a little bit really frustrated. So I come in, pack it up, I'm getting out of here. But I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsors of the hunt series. The gear we used on this hunt was phenomenal. Things I learned on this hunt was that I don't regret it by any means. My son had a great time. He got to stay up late. He got to do the hunt camp and get a feel for hunt camps and how it works. He learned how to use a knife and how to carve wood safely, and it was really exciting, and I would never regret doing that, turkey or no turkey, couldn't care less.